So guys, we are back for another video. We will be giving you a Napoli season review to talk about Napoli season in the whole season. It's been a tough, long season. Yeah, man, it's been a tough, long season. Season with injuries, season with ups and downs, season with a lot of referee mistakes, a season with a lot of chaos, and we're gonna talk all about it. But before we talk about it, make sure you guys are subscribe, like the video as always, and comment on the video as well. So first things first, I'm gonna talk about the team, and then I'll get to speak about the manager and who do I think for next season, who do I think will be the manager. I'll talk about that. I will give you updates when I get that. I will give you updates when the summer transfer window opens, so that's gonna be that. But first is the World Cup, obviously. But yeah, so let's begin with the goalkeeper position. I think Alex Millet looks like he's gonna leave. Even he got injured this season, so there's nothing to complain about there. There was moments where I thought he could play. For example, against PSV, but didn't play, and then we struggled. I also think Milinkovic not having a second guy, I think he struggles. I think Milinkovic, he struggled against the bigger teams. Against the smaller teams. But the bigger teams he did okay. But we need a backup in my opinion. But I'll talk about that in the transfer market. So I think Alex Millet looks like he's gonna leave. Milinkovic, he was decent, but I want to see more improvement. I want to see higher. I have higher expectations for Milinkovic-Savic in goal if he wants to continue to be the number one. Now let's talk about defense. First player that we have is Oliveira. For me, nobody talks. Not a lot of people talk about him, but he's a good, solid defender. He can play at center back like he did today. If you need him to, he can even play on the right hand center back. I would keep him personally. So that's that. Next player, is Juan Jesus. In the beginning of the season, he did well, but in the second half of the season, he started to struggle, and we can tell once he struggled, he knew this would be his last season. He's getting older as it is, and he's officially out of Napoli. I don't know if he's going to Brazil or he's going to another team in Europe. I don't know, but he is out of Napoli, and thank you, Juan Jesus, and yeah, thank you. Next player we have is Bergkamp. I think Bergkamp as well. He didn't have the best season. Conte has not trusted him 100%, and I think he needed to play more minutes because when he did play, I thought he was not bad. There was a couple games where he struggled, where I think he could do a lot better, but replacing Rachmani, one of the best defenders in Napoli, not history, but in Napoli's recent times, I think that's tough, and I think, we definitely need, definitely a position that we need to add if we want to go far in the Champions next year, so we have to do that. Next player I'm going to talk about, Rachmani. Rachmani, he's dealt with injury this season. I believe he has 30 separate injuries, one against Roma. And then before PSV, and then I forget the third injury, but Rachmani had a season of injuries, but when he came back after the injury that he did against Roma, he looked very good. Against Como, he looked very good. There were a couple games like Benfica, even Roma before he got injured. He wasn't looking the best, but I think the players around him need to be at the level that he is. He's almost like De Bruyne. De Bruyne is at a higher level than the players like him. Like Juan Jesus, like Dylan. So the players need to go up to Rahmani and to De Bruyne standards if we want to have a good balanced squad within the squad. Next player I need to talk about Dylan. So he's also been hurt this season, but even with the injury, I think he had a tough season. Him not having a backup, that's a thing that we need to fix if we want to go far in Europe as well. Gutierrez, I thought, honestly, out of all defenders that Napoli has this season, he's probably been the best one out of them, if I'm not gonna lie. And along with Rahmani, he's played very good. He had a couple goals that I like. He had good moments. The game against Fiorentina, that was probably his best game. He's a good young player. Keep him for the future. He has talent. Next player that we're going to talk about is Spinazzola. This player, just like Andres, started out well, and then it started to fall down. Not his injury, but his what they call it, his age is declining him, and I think it's time for him to go. I feel really bad because I really like him as a player, but we have better players around him. Around him. So I feel bad, but top quality. Maybe one more season. Who knows? Next player we have is Gilmore. I think Gilmore. He also got injured. It's been a tough season for him. Hasn't really played any minutes. I don't know if he's gonna leave, if he's gonna ask to play more minutes or not, because Robotka looks like he's staying, so I don't know. And maybe that Robotka injury could have do something next season. I don't think so, but you never know. Taco Robotka, I think Robotka had a couple games where he had mistakes, like Buongiorno. I forgot to talk about Buongiorno. But yeah, Buongiorno, he had individual mistakes. There's not much to talk about Buongiorno anyway. Buongiorno, hopefully you can recover next season, because we need you to be the Buongiorno we all know. And you have the quality, you have what it takes to be a good defender. Next, De Bruyne, obviously he's another one injured this season. In the beginning of the season too, he didn't play that many games. He played like 10 games, I think it was. That really hurt his season. Today I thought he was good. Obviously he came off the bench, but Santos, hopefully that's nothing serious, by the way. I'll talk about Santos in a second, but yeah, man, De Bruyne, I think we can see his quality. Even if he's not playing in the right position, we can see his quality. You just have to give him time. He's not at the age anymore where he's going to do it week in, week out. You have to be comfortable with him, and I think him coming off the bench, I think that's actually a better thing, because he brings that second tier off the bench, and he brings that experience off the bench where if we're losing, yeah, we need him. Or if we're playing bad, yeah, we need him. But if nothing's happening, keep him on the bench. Anguissa, there hasn't really been much going on with him. The only good game that I saw from Anguissa this season is Inter, and I honestly think it's time for him to leave my club. I really love him, so I apologize to Anguissa, but it's been a pleasure, man. If you stay, cool. But if you stay, are you gonna play? Are you 100%? That's my concern with Anguissa, so I hope he's okay. McTominay, he's been one of, if not our best player this season. Yeah, I really love McTominay. He needs to stay. Also, he got injured this season and at a very bad time. And yeah, but there was a couple games where he played bad, but overall, he had a good season. Continue with him. Next player that I'm gonna talk about is Elmas. I think it's time for him to leave. I love Elmas. I love his passion for the game, but I don't think I forgot a player that I'm gonna name in a sec. He's at Napoli level. And I apologize because I really like this guy. I think he's a good dude. But for me, he's not Napoli level. And for me, he's one of those players where we need to sell him if we want to get money. Talking about needing to sell Mazzocchi, I think it's time for Mazzocchi to move on. Another player that I think should move on, especially now if Conte's gone, is Politano. I don't think Politano has what it takes anymore to be the guy. And, yeah, I don't think Politano has anymore. And I would hate to see it, but I think a couple more seasons, he's gone. Maybe like 1 or 2 more seasons, and then he's gone. The next player that I want to talk about is Noah Lang. Only reason why is because he played for Napoli this season, so I will talk